All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I'd like to go ahead and call this Monday, May 1st meeting of the Southmost Regional Water Authority to order. We do have a quorum with 3 board members present. I believe a 4th on the way, Mr. Cowan. So we'll get started with the agenda after confirming quorum. Any public comments? None? All right, thank you. That'll move us on to the open meeting portion of our agenda. Item number 1, consideration and possible action on approval of the April 3rd, 2023 board meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a first.
Second.
And a second. Any further discussion? None heard. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None heard. Ayes have it. Item number 1 is approved. Item number 2, general manager's report. Mr. Pettis.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the board. So we've got 2 items, the operational and financial report. We've got Jose Garza who will get us started with the
Thank you.
operation.
Garza, how are you?
Good, thank you. Mr. President, members of the board, my name is Jose Armando Garza, and I'll be presenting the production and distribution report for the month ended March 31st, 2023. And this is going to be on tab 2 of your board binder. I'm going to start on column C. That's the SRWA total distribution. The year to date is 1,252.606 million gallons, or an average of 6.882 million gallons per day. Under column F, that's the distribution for BPUB. The year to date is 1,112.166 million gallons, or an average of 6.111 million gallons per day. Under column G, this is the distribution for volume number 2, and the year to date is 26.741 million gallons, or an average of 0.147 million gallons per day. Under column H, we have the distribution for the city of Los Fresnos, and the year to date is at 84.888 million gallons, or an average of 0.466 million gallons per day. And in column I, we have the distribution for BND, and the year to date is 26.305 million gallons, for a daily average of 0.145 million gallons per day. And under column J, does the allocation credit for town of Indian Lake, and the year to date is 2.506 million gallons, for an average of 0.014 million gallons per day. Below that, we have the true-up estimate. As you can see, BPUB is under by 51.6 million. Valley Mud is under by 4.7, and Los Fresnos is over by 56.33 million gallons. Any questions on that?
None for me?
No.
Okay, on the next page, we have the water production, distribution, and distribution costs for the month of March 2023. And I'm going to start on the 3rd column from the left, which is the total water produced. And for March, the plant produced 216.162 million gallons, for an average of 6.973 million gallons per day. And to the far right, we have the water distributed out of the plant, and that was at 208.287 million gallons, for an average of 6.719 million gallons per day. Below that, we have the chemical consumption. The dollar amount for that was $94,896.27, and the electrical consumption was at $126,539.08. The next page, we record events that reduces the water production. And for March, we had 3. The first one on the 15th, we did some scheduled work on cleaning the concentrate discharge line. And that took us 10 hours. And then on the 20th, we had a leak on one of our 30-inch joints that was leaking. We're down and did a temporary fix that took us 9 hours. And then on the following day, we came back and did the permanent fix, and that was another 9 hours of work. The next page, we have the water production and distribution comparing fiscal years 2022 and 2023. As you can see, we continue producing more than last year. And in the following page, this is a trend of the water production comparing the 3 water plants up to date. That concludes my report. Are there any questions?
I know it's not SRWA, but why is it the sudden spike increase in water treatment plant number 2? Anyone?
Yes. Yeah, it was because at plant number 1, this time we're doing maintenance to one of our clarifiers. So basically that's we have like 55% of the plant in operation only.
Okay.
So whatever is not producing from plant number 1, we're producing out of plant number 2.
All right, switch it over. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have none.
Nope. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Right, next we've got our financial report, will be presented by Mr. Rangel.
Good morning and good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. My name is George Rangel, and I will be presenting the Southmost Regional Water Authority financial performance as of March 31st, 2023. So I'm going to go ahead and concentrate on the far right column labeled fiscal year 2023 year to date. I'm going to start on line item number 3. Total operating revenues for year to date, we had $4,045,429. To that, we will subtract out our total operating expenses of $2,586,013, which gives us operating income of $1,459,416. Going on to the next page. To that, we will go ahead and subtract out our net non-operating expenses of $122,718, will give us a change in net position of $1,336,698. We add that to the net position at the beginning of the year of $20,265,360, will give us a net position year to date of $21,602,058. And then there is some supplemental information if y'all want to take a look into the individual accounts.
Any questions?
No questions.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Mr. President, that concludes the items under the general manager's report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pettis. And that will move us on to item number 3. Item number 3, consideration and possible action for proposal award for the annual groundskeeping maintenance services.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. My name is Marie Leal, and I am the Director of Special Projects and Water Wastewater Engineering and Planning. The BPB Purchasing Department opened proposals on April 10th, 2023 for the annual groundskeeping maintenance services. Proposal invitation was advertised in the Brownsville Herald on March 19 and 26, 2023, posted on BPB's webpage and emailed to 9 vendors, with 4 vendors responding. Facility areas include groundskeeping maintenance of the Southmost Regional Water Authority office area, the wells, the generator sites, for a total cost of $253,200 for a period of 2 years. Groundskeeping services, which include all of the BPUB facilities and properties, palm tree trimming services, will be taken to the BPUB board for approval on our May 8th, 2023 meeting in the amount of $1,699,678.64, also for a period of 2 years. In an effort to provide a more efficient operation and to keep up with the maintenance of all of these various properties, BPB staff recommends that we continue the contract to Valley-wide tree trimming for SRWA. Valley-wide tree trimming has provided a satisfactory services to BPB and SRWA, and they also provided the lowest cost for all of these property locations. Term of contract will be for a period of 2 years from June 1st of 2023 to May 31st of 2025. Also with the option to renew for 3 additional 1-year periods if the price and services are satisfactory and agreed upon in writing by both parties. SRWA staff recommends proposal award for the annual groundskeeping maintenance services to Valley White Tree Trimming LLC of Brownsville, Texas, for the SRWA office area, the wells, the generators, for a grand total amount not to exceed $253,200 for a 2-year contract term.
Any questions? No. You have one, I know it says for a 2-year term twice, but that is $250,000 for 2 years, not for any.
That is correct. That's for 2 years. So annually, yes, annually it would be $126,000.
All right.
So move.
I'll second.
Second, for the preference. I heard all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I heard aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're on item number 4. Discussion on the quarterly investment activity report for the period ending March 31st, 2023, pursuant to chapter 2.56.03 of the public funds investment.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Jorge Santillan, Treasury Manager. As required by Chapter 2256, Section 23 of the Public Funds Investment Act, I present the quarterly investment report for the quarter ended March 31st, 2023. There's no action on this agenda. We're going to look at the presentation that is included in your packet. First, we have the asset allocation of our portfolio with a market value of $11 million. 60% was invested in investment pools, 10% in the money market mutual funds, 6% in U.S. Treasury notes and bills, 16% in certificates of deposit, and 8% in bank deposits. Some portfolio statistics, the weighted yield to maturity at the end of the quarter, 4.79%. The previous quarter, it was 4.09%. The weighted average maturity, 43 days. Here we have the yield summary by security description or investment type. On the first column, we have the first bank deposits with a total market value, which is the one on the middle columns, of $885,476. And the yield to maturity, which is the last column, it ranged from 1.65 to 4.70. Then we have the U.S. Treasury notes and U.S. Treasury note, I'm sorry, with a market value of $639,626, with a yield to maturity of 4.74. Then we have the investment pools with a market value of $6,504,136, yield to maturity ranging from 4.79 to 5.02. Money market funds, market value of $1,053,879, with a yield to maturity of 4.72. Then we have the certificates of deposit with a market value of $1,935,000, with a yield to maturity ranging from 4.10 to 5.44. The total portfolio market value at the end of the quarter, $11,018,117, with the average yield to maturity of 4.79. And this is the end of the presentation. There's no action on this item. Any questions?
No more questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Move on to the last item. Mortgages. Thank you.
All right. So the first Monday in June would be June the 5th. The board available that day? Yes, fine. Thank you.
We got about 8 minutes.
It's so quick. That's good.
It's got just item, my turn on the PUD for, firing in July. So I may not be here past that. But, depending on what, I should be here with you, but I think next time would be what I essentially left, but I would be chairman, it's been a pleasure so far. I hope you go back and not the end of the month. And anything else? I will continue with that.
So move.
Second.
For the second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And thank you, everybody.
Thank you.